Bob Bauer, Mesquite. I'd like to, again, I am certainly for a BMX tracker for the kids. My wife and I raised 2 sons, so we certainly understand the importance of things for kids to do. Get them out of the house, get some exercise, and get out from under mom and dad's feet. I would like to commend Ethan Richards for bringing this forward. I think it's, I commend the young man. I am for this, for a track for the kids, but not the location. My concern is being in residential, but my primary concern is safety for the kids. Haven Lane is posted at 30 miles an hour. That doesn't happen. The speed limit, the speeds that it's traveled on Haven, I would estimate 40 to 50 miles an hour is probably pretty much the average. Then we have Riverside. Kids are going to be excited to get to the park. They're going to be with their buddies. They're going to be on their bicycles. I'm really concerned about an accident happening on Riverside or Haven. So hopefully council will consider a relocation of this track. Thank you.
I'm just going to make this really quick. I am Ethan Richards' mom, and I think after being in this room with all these adults, he's a little intimidated, so I'm reading this for him. First, he would like to say thank you to Mayor Weir for making a letter from me.
What is your name?
My name is Becky Richards.
Thank you.
For making the letter from me important. I was really excited when I received the response that you wanted to meet with me. I want to thank City Council for considering the BMX track. I love to ride my bike and know that other kids do also, and this will make it even more fun. If you decide to allow us to have the BMX track, I will do everything I can to make sure other kids take care of it so that we do not get it taken away. Thank you, Ethan Richards. And I want to thank you guys for your time as well.
Hi, I'm Lori Haven. I can echo everybody's sentiment that's been up here. I got really sick. I got diagnosed with valley fever, which is something that lives in the soil in our valley floor. I have been through quite a bit. I have things growing on my lungs that won't go away. I also have a daughter who has borderline asthma. So when her allergies kick up from the dirt blowing, and the dirt blows horrible in that neighborhood, it comes from that desert right there. It blows right into our front yard, it blows into our backyard. She can't go out. She probably misses 20 days of school a year because of her allergies and asthma. I think putting that bike track there, you know, not there, anywhere else, not in a residential area where they can kick up more dirt, because I've already been through a whole lot of issues with the dirt and the dumping over there. But as I said before, I can echo everybody's opinion about what has happened across the street, but there are a lot of health issues I would really hope you consider first before you put something like that in a residential neighborhood. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further public comment, we'll close the public hearing. Councilman, we can do this a number of different ways. I know that we can make some comments on this particular item. We can let it die for lack of motion. We can do a bunch of different things at this point. And certainly, if you want to ask questions, we certainly can do that now at this point. I've asked the questions that I had, which was whether or not the zoning will permit it at the other location. I think before I even get started there, thank you very much for coming forward with your opinions. We appreciate you coming forward. We appreciate all you do for our city, and your comments help us be better at what we do. That being said, Council, do we have any further questions or comments for Mr. Seacrest or anything at this point? There's a Christmas tree here, so I'll just go with Councilman Rapson first.
Quick question. Is that parcel It's got the restroom facilities, the bike trail leads right to it. It's by the baseball fields, it's by the soccer fields. It's truly a sports-related thing. It's centered in town where kids, I ride my bike and I can do 6 or 7 miles in 35 or 40 minutes. You can get across town is 3 miles, so at the most. So any kid can get there. They can get there safely on the trail system. I mean, I'm willing to make a motion to deny this.
Councilman Lippman, I'll go with you next, and Councilman Hayden.
Thank you, Mayor. Being at the rec center frequently, I look out at that lot and have envisioned a lot of things for it in that area if it's a feasible place, and I think it is a feasible place, especially with the availability of adult supervision nearby on a pretty regular basis. I'm also at the vet center on a very frequent basis, nearly daily, and when this was first proposed, I walked over and I looked at it and I thought, you know, the vet center doesn't cause a problem in the neighborhood whatsoever, to the best of my knowledge. But having a bike track right next to all those houses there, I thought to myself that this is nothing but trouble waiting to happen, especially later in the day when the youngsters in that neighborhood, or the ones come over there, have got to cross Riverside Drive should they come that direction. I cross it every day with my car, and you take your life in your hands sometimes as they come barreling down that thing. And then the other item is, without any restroom facilities of some kind of a permanent nature nearby, I can envision the outside of the rec center is the new restroom for the neighborhood. There isn't any choice, there's nothing nearby. So the kids are kind of caught in a bind if they're in that location. I think Councilman Rapson's idea is absolutely the best use for that property, if it can be worked out that way. Again, it is dust, but the dust is going to go nowhere because you've got the freeway right there. Likewise, the noise, it's just not going to pose any problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Seacrest, do we have a size?
Yes, we currently own 1 acre right there. Apparently there are ongoing discussions about acquiring additional land to the east, but we own 1 acre right now.
Okay. Councilman Hayden?
First of all, I commend Ethan for his forethought and to recommend that to the mayor. I think you heard tonight that the citizens in that area think it's a great idea. That they suggest maybe a different location. I heard it from a number of people, and that was one of the things I appreciated. It wasn't that they were against the track. You brought forth recommendations of where it might go. I would just, for Mr. Phillips, the lot that you're talking about on Hafen, that is a private lot. That is not owned by the city where the equipment is. Just for clarification. But I fully support, and it's your recommendation is where that came from, is that it go by the rec center. It fits, it works, we can accomplish all things, and so I think you see that the council and the mayor's behind moving it there, and so we do appreciate what you tell us. We do try to listen. Maybe that's, you don't believe that or not, but I think tonight is evident that we do listen to what you have to say. It does help us when you come with some solutions and suggestions that help us make these decisions. So thank you for the input, the direction, and I think you'll see that we can make this thing happen, Ethan, over by the rec center.
Any further comments? Then we can either let this, we can seek a motion, let it die, we can seek a motion to deny. What would you like us to do, Ms. Hunt?
We can seek a motion to deny it, the
Okay.
CUP, and then when we go to the next one, we can get a motion to direct staff to bring it back at the other location.
Okay, thank you. That was my next favorite question. Okay. Seek a motion at this point unless you want to make a comment. Councilman Rapson?
I'll move to deny the conditional use permit, case number CUP 13008.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote. That motion is carried. Thank you. Now is my chance to really embarrass a poor little guy. Agenda item 14 is consideration of selection, oh, excuse me, wrong one. touchscreen issues. Consideration of one-year approval of the use of 850 West Haven Lane as a BMX bike track and other matters properly related thereto with possible action. Mr. Richards, come on up here for a second. I know I'm going to embarrass you, sir. I apologize. No, you get to come all the way around. Now you don't get to sit there. While you're coming up, what grade are you in? I want you all to know, this is Ethan Richards. He's a 4th grader. This is what we have coming up in our schools. He gets to be mayor for the minute or so. That way he can take the shots. No? Okay. Well, as we just did, we just denied that location. However, I think the BMX bike track is something that's needed in this community. We definitely need to move forward on some more issues for our children. And thanks to Ethan and his forethought and vision in writing the mayor and asking that question, we've stirred up a little dust, so to speak. So at this point, I think the idea is to try and figure out a way to get this over at the rec center. And maybe what we'll need to do at this point is just direct staff to do so. Do we need a motion on that as well? Yes?
Yes, we want
We want to make that official. All right. So, council, I will let one of you members make a motion at this point or ask some more questions. It's up to you. Councilman Green.
Yes, I make the motion that we bring this issue back at a new location in substantially the form as it is at the location that we've turned down.
Can we get a time specific on that coming back, Councilman?
I would like to see that back possibly at the November 26th meeting. I think it's important that we move rapidly on this, and I think we heard very readily what we need to do.
Thank you very much.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Hunt, do you have a question? Or are you going to yell at me again?
No, I was going to suggest if we can bring it back, the first one in December, amend the motion because the agendas we're working on right now to go, and it'll have to be published on Thursday, and I don't think we can get it all together by
Okay,
then.
that's fine.
I'll be happy to amend the motion to bring it back to our first meeting in the month of December.
And you're also denying the consideration of the 1 year at the Haven Lane.
Yes.
I'll second all that.
Learn how to say so moved. And so on. All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll call for the vote. That motion carries. Again, Ethan, thank you so much for all you've done. Appreciate it. I gave him the option. All right, we'll move on to agenda item 15, which is, thank you, Ethan, appreciate it.